Welcome back. One of the key infrastructure providers for the AI boom just announced its valuation has more than tripled in less than a year. Private startup Crusoe, which helped build the new Stargate data center campus in Texas, raising $1.4 billion in its latest funding round, with investors including Peter Thiel's Founders Fund, Salesforce Ventures, and NVIDIA. Company's now worth over $10 billion. And here at Post 9 for a CNBC exclusive is Crusoe's co-founder and CEO Chase Lockmiller. Chase, welcome. Good to have you in.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here.
You've got a front row seat to what's going on in Abilene and Stargate and Oracle. Can you talk about how it's been relative to all the expectations and hype that it gets?
Yeah, so, I think on the ground it's just a very busy construction site. We have about 7,000 people on site every day that are working hard to bring this infrastructure for intelligence to life.
You do say you're a buyer of the abundance theory, that this is all going to bring huge benefits to the globe, but that energy is a gating factor, right?
Absolutely. Crusoe's core mission is accelerating the abundance of energy and intelligence, and we view those two things going hand in hand to bring this AI abundant future to bear.
How do you think the energy question then is going to get solved? In time for these things to work?
Look, I think there's a tremendous amount of innovation taking place across the energy landscape. Utilities were inherently kind of a sleepy industry for a while as the total demand for power in the U.S. kind of flatlined for a period. But we're seeing tremendous demand to power this next generation of computing infrastructure to run these large-scale AI workloads. And, with that is coming tremendous amount of capital to inspire innovators across the energy ecosystem to bring to life new generation technologies and scale existing ones.
How would you characterize the availability of that capital? Obviously, you just raised $1.4 billion at a valuation of $10 billion or more. Some people say that there is essentially a bubble going on as it pertains to AI infrastructure. I've talked to others. I spoke with the Ares CEO a few weeks ago who said there's not enough capital to fund what we need right now. Where do you stand on that spectrum?
I think I believe that the capital's there. We're seeing it firsthand because it's following the demand. I think what we're seeing is that you have companies with the greatest balance sheets in the history of business that are leveraging their balance sheet, leveraging their cash flows, leveraging their profitability to help stand up this infrastructure. And they're making long-term commitments. These aren't, people aren't sort of, just getting into it a little bit. It's like people are making long-term, 15, 20-year commitments to bring this infrastructure to life. And that's really what's required. And from a credit perspective, I think, you have this incredible offtake for long-term. I think, the capital's absolutely there to help fund this build out.
I mean, some of the pushback, I guess, comes in the form of, the business as you have of kind of building the actual infrastructure and then being a platform for others to utilize, right? That's your cloud business. And whether the profitability is going to kind of be there at that layer, how fast you have to depreciate, some of the technology that you install, and whether that's just kind of a treadmill that you're going to have to run indefinitely.
There's a lot of different assets in this ecosystem, ranging from power plants to data centers to chips. I think the most uncertain question is, what is the right depreciation schedule for the chips as, new releases of new hardware platforms, have accelerated? The way we view it is that, there's certainly a lot of demand for the newest, latest, and greatest generations of chips. To help train the next generation of frontier foundational models and scale inference workloads. However, we still are seeing tremendous demand for historical and legacy generations of chips. Blackwell is sort of all the talk on the street right now with NVIDIA releasing that platform recently. But we're still seeing tremendous demand for Hopper, the previous generation, and even Ampere, the generation before that.
Yeah, so IBM's on the tape today saying some of their quantum algos run on kind of conventional AMD chips.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're going to see this infrastructure last longer and find a lot of use cases that enable people to produce intelligent results. And I think you're seeing the overall cost, and there's different workloads that require different characteristics, right? Some might, require this latest and greatest hardware, but there are many workloads that can run on older generations of hardware.
You've got a degree in physics from MIT, right? Computer sciences master's from Stanford. Is there truth to the idea that chip technology can improve so fast that the energy bottleneck isn't as great down the road?
That chip technology can improve so fast.
Efficiency, need to cool, things like that.
I think. Let's see. I think it's possible. But I don't really see it happening anytime soon. It's sort of when you look at how AI researchers treat compute, it's sort of more is better. So if there's more compute available, it will be used to train a bigger, smarter model, and
they're insatiable.
But does it never scale beyond that? I keep sharing this article from 1999, which said, "Dig more coal, the PCs are coming," and it said how much energy it took to buy a book on Amazon at the time. So, I mean, don't we get smarter about it, I guess is the question.
Sure, I think we absolutely get smarter, but AI is just sort of breaking through and solving some of our generation's most complex challenges, and as those breakthroughs occur, the utility of the investments and the innovations taking place actually goes way up, and demand for more of that goes way up with it. And go ahead.
Oh, no, after you.
So I think that's one of the most exciting aspects of this cycle is that as this works, it just spawns incredible new demand for more infrastructure. We're seeing that in a very broad-based basis. Every single customer we speak with, it's not one customer that's saying we need a lot more compute. It's literally every single customer that we talk to is compute constrained right now. And ultimately, that leads to a bottleneck in both chips and in energy infrastructure to power those chips.
That was my question, but I am curious where the name Crusoe comes from. Is it Robinson Crusoe? Is it named after the book?
Yep. So, Crusoe is named after Robinson Crusoe because Robinson Crusoe was stranded on this desert island and had to be innovative with his resources to survive. We try to channel that same sense of innovation as applied to energy resources and computing resources to power this next generation of intelligent infrastructure. And that's really led us to always taking this energy-first approach to how we build out the infrastructure. Before we put a shovel in the ground in Abilene, Texas, that wasn't a data center market. We went there because it was a market that had abundant energy, where there was tremendous amount of renewables that had been built out and were actually being priced on a negative basis. There was actually not enough demand for power in that market. And we said, hey, we have an application that requires a ton of energy. We're willing to build it here in Abilene and bring the demand to this market that has abundant energy to power that application. And you're kind of seeing that broad trend take hold in terms of the next generation AI factories. Sure, there's AI infrastructure that's being built in Northern Virginia, but these mega campuses, these very, very large-scale AI infrastructure projects are not being built in this legacy corridor in Northern Virginia that hosts a large portion of the existing.
Yeah, it's a huge percentage
Abilene, Texas. You're seeing it in Louisiana. You're seeing it in Wyoming. You're seeing all these places that are naturally energy-rich locations to power this future of intelligent infrastructure.
I don't know if Virginia can handle anymore. It's 40% of the grid.
Yeah, exactly.
Please come back. Really good eyes on the ground.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm pleased to be here.